Alrighty, my friends, I'm live. I'm live and actually here. What a surprise. What a combo. I hope everybody's day has been well. Sorry, I love starting stream and then having bots DM me. I think the botting problem online is it might be what kills like online monetization, you know? Because you never know. Sorry, Knife has started their new position as well, so they're messaging me on their lunch break. I'm having a grand old time today, though. Just been hanging out, shooting the shit, not really doing too much. Doing work, obviously. You know, everybody's got to work still, right? Hi. Let's just break right into the Pentiment today. I've been so curious what's going to continue to occur. Now that I've decided how to depict Tassing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kirsau's history. Mother Illuminata's letter mentioned that Matteo Fossigny Saus used to be a brother in Kirsau. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer too. I should write them both now, before bed. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Maybe I'll learn something pertinent for the murals. Is there a place in particular that it wants me to read at, or is that a sit down at the desk kind of activity? Klaus is fine, nothing new. Alas, what a poor way to go. Just a long-term TBI. All right, where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Baron's before Martin stole it. Great idea. I can't make much out of it. The Latin is much harder than I'm used to. The book isn't in great shape either, since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. Oh, here's a section about various dedications erected in the town. That might be easier to read. Erigo simulacrum in ager ut Mars nostrum parum spiciat. This one seems like a dedication to Mars to bless a field. Sedet Diana loco scaturiginosis ipsa. I'm not Oh, Diana, the virgin goddess. Diana is Artemis, then, if I'm remembering correctly. Goddess of the hunt and the wilderness, also associated with fertility, the moon, and the underworld. Is that the right one, then? Anyways, this one talks about Diana wetting herself, bathing in a spring, maybe? Oramus. I'm just not going to read the Latin. It's a little embarrassing. I'm not a very good Latin speaker. This one isn't as hard. Let us pray so that he or she really may defend the town. Hat trick. Sheep boy, you've been stopping by so frequently. Thanks for doing so. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 3 stream streak. Today we're doing a little bit more in the dimension of visual novels, so feel free to snooze or participate how you may. But yeah, good to see you again. I hope that your D&D session went well. I really like your cleric rogue concept. I'm always excited to hear more about people's tabletop stuff. So he or she may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. The book is so big, though. It would be a lot of work. I could ask Sister Gertrude or Baltus for help. I mean, either one of them. I would probably ask Baltus, considering he doesn't exactly have religious issues. Werner, too. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in town. I could definitely see about bringing this to Werner. Maybe even Father Thomas, even though Dad warned me not to bother him with secular books. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. I should mention writing my letters first. Mother Illuminata told me that Matteo knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write to Esther, too. Alright, how do we want to address these people? Most revered, Matteo. I think we just give him... We just blow smoke up everybody's ass. Riley with the first. What's up, Riley? I hope you're doing well today. I hope that you've had a great day, as usual. Hang on, I also am realizing that my webcam is in a less good spot. So just rearrange that a little bit, too. But yeah, good to see you, Riley. He's been busy. My admin was sick, so I was doing everything. Oh, now that is no fun. My day has been good, though. Nice and relaxed. Not too much to catch up for. Went okay. We played for 7 hours. Couldn't finish the boss fight, but because we were tight on time, the DM gave me a free surprise round, which led me to deal 18d6 damage and then having another round. Did feel bad when there was a scripted loss for us. My passive perception of 17 wasn't enough. Felt like I built the character identity around seeing in the dark and like snooping around only to get pre-written, like caught off guard. Ugh. I always hate the like railroading of specific elements where it's like, my character is built so that they're really, really good at this. Okay? I have expertise in perception so that my passive perception is very good. It just sucks getting surprised like that. Anyways. But yes, my day was pretty good. Relaxed work day. I'm a bish for Mish. Hi, Bad Bish. Good to see you. I drove for the first time. That's also exciting. How was that? I know that driving is a lot less common outside of North America, so it can be a little bit we'll say terrifying. It can be very terrifying. You do control something, like, it's such a normal activity. I find it so odd that everybody's just like, whatever, driving. Who needs driving? Love driving. Kept getting distracted because my teacher kept taking phone calls and I'd listen for the T instead of paying attention to what I'm doing. One, your driving instructor should not be taking phone calls while trying to instruct you. Two, eavesdropping is more of a like second or third time driving kind of activity, so I can understand wanting the hot goss though. Love driving. That said, I always assume everyone is out to kill me. As you should. Everybody, it is a dangerous activity. Even for how normal it is. Where's my cat? She's not bothering me for food yet, and I'm kind of surprised. We'll see how that turns out in 20 minutes. My name is Magdalene Drew Karen. I'm the daughter of Tassing's town printer, Klaus. My father and I are creating a mural for Tassing's rat house. We want to show the history of the town and the abbey. Mother Illuminata told me that you might be the best person to ask about Kirsau's early history. I mean, that's enough of a schmooze line. I understand you are a busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn about the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. Thank you for your help and consideration. Let's not be sorry, cop. Thank you, Magdalene. So far, I'm not feeling it. He just told me, look where I want to go, and the car will go there. But the tactic doesn't seem to be working that well. Like, that's it. That's like third time driving. I mean, you gotta lay the foundation of that early, but it doesn't feel like I was born to drive or I'm fit for it fully, but it's only been 2 hours, so I'll try more. It is one of those things that you get better at as you do it. But also, like, you do have to be aware, like, look where your car is, where you want your car to go. And also follow through with that, with, like, the physical motions. Be aware of how you are controlling the vehicle. But keep giving it a chance. I'm sure that you'll improve. I don't think someone would like to drive until they do an all-day / 6+ hour drive. Oh, I traveled across the country a couple of times now and did a couple of like sprint days of like 8 hours of driving, and that shit sucks. I like to drive and like be there, but at some point you're just like, my ass hurts. I want to not be moving at 80 miles an hour anymore. It's exactly how motorcycling is too. Look where you want to go. Just remember when I was like 18, the reason I didn't go for my license was because I was scared my ADHD will take my attention off the road. Session just strengthened that fear. A lot of people I know that have ADHD and do drive do usually have to be blaring music to make it easier for them. But your mileage may vary, or in your case, your kilometers may vary. Do you not plan it around beautiful locations? I've purposefully made shit take longer so the vistas would be beautiful. Vistas and landmarks. No, both times I was on a time crunch. So I didn't really have the time to stop and smell the roses. I should have, and if I do another cross-country trek, I will be doing that. Next time I will be doing that. I just, you know, I hadn't been of the mindset to stop and smell the roses in many of those instances, you know? Apparently I had fucked up position for my feet because my ankles hurt like hell. Really? Took substances I wouldn't recommend to others, specifically when I knew there were straight and non-popular roads. I would not advise driving under any influence personally, but that's where I'll end that. What kind of foot position did you have though, sheep boy? Because how do you have your ankles positioned? I'm so curious. Gonna drive an electric, so that's gonna force me to stop and smell the flowers. Flowers being the ion chargers. Yes, yes. Stop and smell the charger. Maybe take a walk around while it is charging. Allegedly. Allegedly. Alleged. Esther. Please forgive me for not writing sooner. So much has happened since last I wrote. Even as my last letter was en route to you, my dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy and his memory fails him. Dr. Stoll said he's not going to recover, that it's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. I don't want to believe it, but it's hard to argue with Dad's condition. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father or why. Found a note by him. All it said was stop. It wasn't from the shop because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such a skill in script, as far as I know. And anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. You made a fuss about me being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. Elaborate, more like elaborate. Boring. True. Really want to be a truck driver for 2 to 3 years, make 250 to 400K? That would be a good way to make some money. It's not like you're spending your money on much when you're just kind of like, I'll say a slave to the wheel. Basically, because I'm learning on an electric, the way it works in an electric is that there are 3 states: parking, drive, or reverse. Parking, it stops, and drive, it moves forward by itself up to like 10 kilometers. Reverse moves backwards by itself. What I had to do is chill my left foot on the left, and I just kept my foot angled up the whole 90 minutes above the brakes. Did it feel relaxing when I could let down the brakes, though? That sounds like... I'm not sure that you're supposed to do that. I think you're supposed to... That doesn't sound right to me, but I need to see an example to really be able to help. Honestly, yeah, you get a gym membership with the most populous gyms and make sure you stretch / do calisthenics every day. True, because doing that will destroy your body. And also you have to be very careful of your diet because I have a dog, so I'd have to stop every 2 to 3 hours too. It's a good way to force you to stop. But yeah, sedentary jobs like that. No appetite never. Just, again, that's a double-edged sword there too. You gotta eat. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers in my chores. And worrying about Dad. Oates has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints, too. Sweet, and I'm glad for the company. He makes the days easier. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. Dr. Stolz is right. I don't know how long I'll have. Hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda. Put a gym on the truck? Yeah, put a gym on the truck. That's a great way to do it. Truck will be spacious dog kennel plus tiny bed. I mean, if it works for you, work for a company that hauls gym equipment and you just open up the container, stress test the equipment yourself, close it, keep driving. Hell yes. Now that's the way to do it. Maybe a foldable rowing machine though. That could be that you could make that work. You don't get a ton of space, but you do have a little bit. Again though, you do have to eat. If you're burning calories exercising, you do gotta eat. Alright, we'll go to sleep. It's late, I should get some rest soon. Pop those slippies off. You got a E. You got a E. Is this... Hang on. Is that the right tone? E. My bomb is gonna have to take either my rabbit or my dog. I think my rabbit. You got an E40. Great rapper. I'll have to look into him. Fuck is happening in time right now? Oh, don't worry. It's just letters being delivered again. Signed up for a game jam. Hell yeah. What kind of game jam? How long is it? How long do you have to slam out a beautiful little game? Mistress Drukarin, a few more letters for you. Take care. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. Is that all? Just... Oh, 2. It's 1 week and it's called a Super Serious Game Jam. Hell yeah. That's so exciting. I hope that you have a great time. I think it's still open. It's starting tomorrow. I would love to see what you end up making. I am I'm an enjoyer of various games, especially game jam games. I helped formulate an idea for one that one of my exes did. Let me tell you, it did not work out very well. The first letter is from Reverend Mateo. Oh, so good. Him and his gay lover. They're still together all this time. Mistress Drukarin, I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kirsau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I'm not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing in their endeavors to catalogue the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of prosperity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Some time after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kirsau Abbey in the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman of the Kirsau family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kirsau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic arsit historia, Kirsis. Thus burned the history of Kirsau. While we cannot change the past, I have heard that sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the abbey. I can only hope their love of the apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of St. Moritz. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kirsau's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. I hope this has been of some help to you and yours. May God keep and protect you. The Most Reverend Matteo Fossigny's house, Archdeacon of Sion. Ah, another reply from Esther. Making the game by myself because my self-perception is that I'm a fat little chudling with no talent, so I don't want to keep any team down with my skilllessness. Don't treat yourself like that. Come on. As an artist, you have to understand where your strengths and weaknesses are. You have a great job. You have skills. You have talents. It's just about figuring out what those are and what you can lean into and work around, you know? It's a learning game. If I just want to be a servant for you so you can get more experience. Love this religious history. This is what I come to game for. Yes, I love all of the history bits to this game as well. You help with the game from your truck? I mean, if you two do end up working together, or either of you ends up working in the game jam, just remember me. Just remember me. I'm always interested in playing little ditties like that. More than happy to do so. Don't start truck training for 3 more months. Another reply from Esther. Oh, Magdalene. I'm terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents send their deepest condolences. We can provide you with anything from Prague. You only need send word. I know we are further away than is easy to travel, but I will see that we can do what Hashem allows. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet, the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt? That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I'm encouraged to hear that the town council let you to continue the mural at all. The guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give the men of council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age where when all may read the works of the great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you come visit me in Prague. New and lesbian. True. Do voice acting too. Also, if anybody ever wants free voice acting, I will do free voice acting if the script isn't too long. If you like what terrible voices I'm putting on with Pentiment, I'm more than happy to. I'm still trying to improve on my voice acting, and that's kind of been like a side goal of mine, but streaming has kind of taken precedent. Maybe I should just spend more time talking to myself. Cannot understate how great it is that you naturally self-direct. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by naturally self-directing here. I'm just trying, okay? It's crazy how many people have great voices, but they read like they're 4th graders. I need to practice reading aloud. That's really the primary thing I need to... yes, that does make sense. I do need to work on my reading aloud, personally. I just need to be faster readers. Wish they were lesbians? I do wish that they were lesbians. Do you know the lesbian dancing lady lore? No, I'm unfamiliar, Sheep Boy. Feel free to let me know. That's what I'm saying. You do great. You understand when to place emphasis. I'll take any compliment I can get. I'm just trying to improve, but I appreciate knowing what I need to retain, too. But I'm glad you found some joy in your work on the mural. We are all well here. Elisha has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and Father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I found Simon. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with Mother and Father quite often now. So I hope that I will be sending good news in my next letter. With Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well. Esther. Yes. Retain. You doing cum retention during Pride? Good on you, that takes a lot of effort. Look, I'm trying to become a Jedi, guys. Okay, I'm trying to become a Jedi, and in order to do so, I need to become a cum retention wizard. Is that those are that's what the Jedi do, right? Cum retention. That's it. You know I'm about that life. Well, that's all the letters. Good morning, Magdalene. I am here, right on time. I hope you are well. Well enough. How's my dad? That is what we were about to discuss. How are you feeling, Klaus? His fever broke at dawn this morning. That's good news, right? All things in time. I still feel weak. The dizziness has not receded. My head continues to spin whenever I try to sit or stand up for too long. Occasionally, I'm struck with sudden and severe headaches. The damage runs deeper than I first thought. Let me be honest here, with both of you. I am worried. The circumstances are not unfolding to our benefit. Klaus, your health is not mending. Perhaps it is due to your age. Perhaps... We have passed numerous critical days with no chance for the better. Meanwhile, the winter draws closer, and I am, running low on medical supplies. With the roads into town likely snowed in, especially the pass, supply shipments will not arrive for months. Have you asked Gertrude for help? Let's ask that one. The Sith does come retention? I thought the Sith was all about, like, embracing in tantric fucking and stuff like that. Basically, 9bub speedran a game during Serbian dancing, called Serbian Dancing Lady. Really shitty horror game. No offense to the dev. At some point, she rewatched her own speedrun of it, and someone said, I thought that Lesbian Dancing Lady, and then we began joking in chat that someone should make a game called Lesbian Dancing Lady. It's gonna have a VA from people around the community like Ginger and stuff, so I started writing the story. A lot of the feedback I got was this game is gonna get everyone involved canceled. So I stopped working on it, especially since I'm a non-lesbian making a game about lesbians. I think... So here's the thing. You can only really write what you know, in my experience. You can only really write what you know, so it would definitely have to take some consulting for lesbians. To really get, like, some of those dynamics down. But I think it's okay if you write more of the rest of the interactions yourself, personally. Didn't get the read through until Mitch read it. I agree. See how you said you good at reading? I do know how to read. Pat myself on the back. I do know how to read. I do have to know how to read. Non-binary, female-born person that likes all genders, if that would help at all. Said strict lesbians are definitely their own tribe. I am a queer individual. I am not very accustomed to the intricacies of the sapphic communities. As a woman enjoyer myself, I can only speak from my perspective on that. I claim to be bisexual, but in practice I am lesbian. I mean, that's entirely reasonable too. You can say your gender and your sexuality are what you think, like what you decide they are. Okay? Happy Pride, everybody. Your wife lets you have 2 sex? What? I was gonna consult some of the lesbians in my life, but I don't know. I might as well just work on something that I could write better. Not to say that I shouldn't write, like, lesbian romance into my future things. I doubt Toby Fox is a lesbian and he does it. Exactly. You can just write love being love regardless, and just, like, you can write people stories, but being aware of a little bit of assistance would be nice. Mostly male lately, so it's hard to claim non-binary. Still loved pretending to be femme. Right, I do me. Exactly. Do you know what the story was gonna be? Yeah, I do want to know. Please do tell what the story for lesbian dancing lady would be about. I feel like it has to be something kind of 80s. Anyways, we're gonna piss off Werner. If you ask Gertrude for help, I have. Truly, things must really be dire. They are not insignificant. It has been a difficult year. Even with the patrols in Bavaria, many merchants have been struck by bandits. French troops have periodically raided the western holdings of our empire. With the fall of Estergom and Zex Bervar, Zex Fehervar. Anyways, to the Ottoman Turks, many trade routes from the east have been cut. The pillage of Nice by Barbossa's corsairs have put our losses in Italy, and also put us into a predicament in the south. As always, we suffer from the wars of others. The Empire struggles, but you can't gather supplies around here? I will do what I can, but our options are limited. I wish I had a copy of Vesalius's De Humani Corpus Fabrica. In the meantime, Klaus, Magdalene, pray to God. I must take my leave. I will come by again next week. I thank you, Dr. Stills. I thank you as well. I am only doing what I meant to do for this town. Stay out of trouble, Magdalene. This fucking guy. I hate Werner. I understand Werner. I understand his character a little bit more now, but he is mostly a prick. Feel a gush coming on. Don't stress. Thanks to Poise Gush Protection. Yeah, you got the pad for... You got the pad for squirting purpose. Never mind. Delete that from... So basically, you're playing as a cop who happens to be lesbian. You're sent to a lesbian bar because the... lesbian bar because the cops got called and the HQ was like, what if they send the lesbian? It's public information and everyone loves you. You get there and the owners of the bar say that they've heard like nonstop tapping on the roof for months. For a while they thought we're just neighbors, but it's really 24/7. Check up and it's the lesbian dancing lady, so you get into a dancing sequence. They're like a waltz, but because you showed up, you distracted her from dancing for a minute, and then the evil horse showed up who put the dancing curse on the lesbian lady, and you have to solve the case of the horse. Hang on, you might be cooking there. That might be... It might be a little bit esoteric. It might be a little bit... It might be a little in-jokey, but I really like what you have thus far. The evil and intimidating horse who hates lesbian couples. Yeah, you don't know the evil and intimidating horse who hates lesbians? Come on, I thought that was common knowledge. The what? Yeah, you know, squirt protection. Never mind, never mind. What does the horse represent, though? The horse represents homophobia. And why a horse? The horse is just representative of homophobia and the looming presence of society's disdain for people who just want love. Why it's a horse? I think there's some joke that I am unfamiliar with down the line. It's kind of an evolved thing. Why does Stain make dance? Because you must experience joy authentically, more fully, in a full bodily expression. Questions I would ask as a player. I mean, those are reasonable questions. The dancing represents loving yourself so authentically as to take a physical action at all times. I'm this is probably the worst interpretation. All she can do is dance. Even if you love cooking, imagine if your hands were forced to knead dough 24/7, you'd hate it. It's the worst kind of curse is a curse that you wished for initially. The horse that hates her makes her dance to love herself. Well, I think it's more of a co-opting the forced role that we have to take in society and saying, okay, I may have to dance all the time, but I'm going to love it in spite of being forced to. What does the curse mean in the scheme of her life? You can go a lot deeper with that. That's the extent that I'll give right now for a off the cuff reading. Co-opting the forced role we have to take in society. I think about this stuff a lot, okay? I need to actually write down stuff myself, but I think a lot about the roles of society and what it takes to be an artist and like what experiences do to you. Anyways, he worries too much. I'll be alright. Do you want to eat anything before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be alright. Your letter from the Archdeacon. Yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? He didn't have much to say. He was still upset. He seemed sad over what happened during the revolt, hesitant to tell me anything. He did say the abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. The Archdeacon did suggest the poor Clares might have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Tassing's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history in Tassing. She may know something of the local history that the others have forgotten. Else? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But the Cavazels used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her, I will. Thanks, Dad. Maybe something remained in the Abbey's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalene, you be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. I won't go too far in them, Dad. Just take a look. Alright, wear a scarf, too. It's getting cold out now. I can feel it in my bones. Don't worry, Dad. I'll see you tonight, alright? Alright, good luck. Don't know the theme of the game jam yet? Oh, okay. That'll make things interesting. That will make for certainly more of a sprint. Hello, Clara. Thank you for helping out around the place. Is there anything else that I can do here? I'll clean it up later. The mural is much more important. Feel it in my bones. Dope Tiesto featuring Tegan and Sarah type beat. Speaking of sapphic folk, I'm Bad Bish, if you're not in the Discord, I feel like you would be a great candidate to post in the music channel. My spouse, Knife, fucking loves music, and I think that you two would have something to share there. Hey, Magdalene, come to admire a well-chiseled craftsman at his best? Oh, where? I can't see one. Ouch, I suppose I stepped into that one. Have you come to see the repairs I've been doing then? To tell the truth, it's not going as well as I'd hoped. What seems to be the issue? I assumed I'd hit a snag either when it came to the stone or the tools, or my lack of artistic skill. But it's more than that. It's like in my head, I can't see the right way. Besides, my dad wants me to help out on the farm more. I want to be there, but Grandpa taught me everything about the craft. He really wanted me to succeed, and I do enjoy the work. It's as if I can talk to the stone, you know? Not literally, but I can see how the lines of tension flow through the rock. I understand how to form one thing from the other, how to create, make something that lasts. Grandma even offered to sponsor an apprenticeship under a master stonemason. It will support me either way, but I still feel like I'm pulled both directions at once, you know? Hmm. Agnes is offering Kraft a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The right master, he could really make something of himself. He should go. His family will be all right without him, right? Mm, you, if you can support your family and it makes you happy, it's the right choice. If it makes you, I'm as somebody who loves to be like, I'm an artist. I'm not. I mean, this is an art form, but this is like the extent of my art form, and I'm really trying to practice. That we're doing this so much because I'm trying to practice. You know. Anyways, I just if you can actually do the art that makes you happy and it sustains you, do it. Do it 100%. Money is the least important thing in the world compared to personal fulfillment and I mean just personal fulfillment and feeling like you're doing something good for the world there. Start a voice acting collective? Hell yeah. I would sign on to that 100%. I definitely need to work on recording various lines and building a portfolio then. But, you know, just need a good story idea? Absolutely. All right, sorry, Sheep Boy. Let me catch up on what you've been saying here. The past half year, I've been thinking a lot about this one idea, like creating a fantasy world where humanity gets wiped out by a world-ending event like an ice age that gets through only in a couple of years. Then the Earth is reset and evolution begins again. Time the species that gets on the top of the totem pole is ravens because ravens are already smart. Thinking of writing a book on this, like a raven archaeologist finding human things like plastics and electronics. I very much like the idea there, Sheep Boy. I think that there's a lot of potential there. So it'd be like a game where the player can read things the archaeologist sees, but they also don't understand the language that the player character is saying because it's a brand new language that comes from a brand new rise to civilization. Times you would discover how to translate. In the end, it would send you to New Game Plus where you could read the dialogue you missed by not knowing the languages. I think there's a lot of potential in there. I think the only thing that I have of note there, I pursue this. This is a good idea. This is an idea worth pursuing. Just keep it grounded and don't give it project bloat. Play that one game. I think I know which one you're talking about too. Some of the other language archaeology games. I'm trying to remember. Outer Wilds? Outer Wilds is kind of that. Not a professional by any means, but I did study sound design and film production, so I could provide decent vocal direction. I would certainly appreciate any amount of assistance with anything like that. You know what I mean, Mitch? It's mostly yellow and red tones, 3/4 down. Yes. More isometric, not Outer Wilds. Um, Hang on. Is it Chance of Hanar? Hanar. Chance of Senar. That's the one. Hang on. Isometric, yes. Chance of Senar. Here, this is the... That's not what I'm trying to click. This is the one that I'm talking about. Work over, I'll be back. Good luck, Riley. Thank you for hanging out. Good luck with cleaning up. If you can support your family and it makes you happy, it's the right choice. When you say it, it sounds the most reasonable way, doesn't it? But I still can't get away from the doubts. No one can ever fully escape their doubts, but don't let that stop you. God, I wish I had your confidence and fortitude. Did you learn all that from Klaus? This is hard. I don't know what to do. I think you should take the apprenticeship. It's better. No! It's better than staying in Tassing, right? I didn't realize that. Oh. That's not the line I want to say. I don't know. I like it here, and I have enough experience from Grandpa to keep going. Besides, if I'm gone, there will be no one to look after this town stone. The church's foundation is in serious condition, and who's to say there won't be another flood come spring? No, I think I should stay. I'll have to tell my grandma I made up my mind soon. Well, thanks for listening to me, Magdalene. That's what friends are for, right? Well, work beckons. Father Thomas asked me to reinforce the walls of the church. To be honest, I'd like to reuse stones from the ruins of the abbey, but Father Thomas forbids it. Says it's unseemly. Just quality stone going to waste. I don't get it. A burnt ruin of an abbey is still a religious site. As is the church, so it'll be like stones from one holy building to another. Alright, stay well. Until later, Magdalene. Until then, Croft. Well, that didn't, oops. What do we have that we can do right now? We can go talk to Father Thomas and else. I feel like I need to go talk to a bunch of people. Who? Got the mill. Let's go stop by the mill. May as well. Does anybody have anything to say here? It's a new session. Let's pet the dog. This creature. We love a creature. Sometimes even a critter. Maybe even a morsel. Alright, what do you have to say, Else? Magdalene, dear, what brings you up the hill? Dad suggested I ask about your family for the mural. He said your sister used to tell him about your family history. My bread is moldy? No! Not the bread mold. A fate worse than death. Realizing your bread is moldy. Oh. Truly a tragedy. It's a tall-ass boy. These are some large people. Dad suggested I ask about your family for the mural. He said your sister used to tell him about your family history. Your family name was Kweisel, wasn't it? Oh. Not a soul in town has asked me about my family in years. I was beginning to think my neighbors had forgotten us. I'm not surprised your father remembers the Kvazels. He was sweet on my sister before he met your mother. I'm the last of us now. You say it's Kvazel, not Kvazlin? I have always been called Kvazel, as were my sisters and mother, and her mother before her. My grandfather told me the Kvazels have lived in this area for hundreds of years. Perhaps even 1,000, though it seems impossible to imagine a time so long ago. The Kvazels were pagans? Yes, the original Bavarian people, here even before the Romans. My grandfather said his grandfather told him that the Kvazels resettled the town after the Romans left. Built their new home right on the spot where they'd been living when the Romans arrived. Shit, like 3 weeks ago, I was back home and I wanted a snack. 2 a.m., so I went out and all 3 bread started mold on them. Man. All of the... all of them going off at the same time is just... a tragedy. Honestly, Knife and I, we freeze our bread until we're about to eat it. And then we defrost it. It usually takes like a day-ish. So if we're running low, we rotate through them. And you know what? That I don't know. I don't know if that'll work for you, but we bulk up on the bread. But yeah, bread going moldy is always a tragedy. I keep my bread in the fridge though too. Then again, I toast all of the bread that I eat, pretty much. But that's just a story. How do you know any of it's true? I heard it from my family. Do you think they would lie? I think they could misremember or forget or, yes, lie. Why does a story need to be true? However true or it may or may not be doesn't matter, Magda. It matters that I believe it. That's what connects me to my ancestors. He's a toaster. I am a toaster. I love toast. Bread is fine. I just like a little crisp to it. Maybe slap on some butter, because all of the butter we have also stays in the fridge, so I am too. I like the crunch too. The crunch is just mwah. When I think of ancient Kvizels, driven from their land, only to find it again and become Christians, they feel nearer to me. Do you understand? I think so. It's like when my dad tells me stories about courting my mom. I don't remember her face, but when he tells me about her smile, I can almost recall it. Yes, it doesn't matter whether you really remember. When I sing my sister's favorite songs to Ulrich, I may not know all the words anymore, but that's alright. Just as I may not know exactly how the Kvizels resettled Tassing. What matters is that I feel closer to her and them, even though they are so far from me now. That is what stories are for, Magda. Now go on. You've got a mural to complete. Thank you, Else. You've given me much to consider. God bless you, Magdalene, dear. Got a dip, but I'm tabbed in. Thank you, Bad Bish. Love you. Hope that things have been well, and that good luck with what you're up to. Hi, Magda. Need something? Maybe. I'm looking into the history of Tassing. I think some families have remembered more than others. Can you recall anything? I'm not sure. When I was younger, I wasn't sure if I should listen to any of those old stories. My father said it was a lot of pagan nonsense, that Father Thomas would be upset. I tried to push what I learned to the back of my mind because of it. So you don't remember anything? Just fragments. Grandpa would tell me what to do if a hen stopped laying eggs, or how you could tell if a witch was after you. Attilia told me some old chants that she said came from our ancestors. I don't know what she meant, and I don't remember what the words meant. I'm sorry. It's alright, thanks anyway. I'll see you later, Magda. Until then, nothing from Fabian. Who else do we need to talk to? Just the father? Well, we have the father and Sister Gertrude. Or Mother Gertrude? It doesn't really matter. Father Thomas first. Don't run through the church. Brother virtue. Brotherly virtues, baby. God bless you, Magdalene. And God bless you, Father Thomas. Do you have a moment? Of course. What can I help you with? I wanted to ask you about Tassing Saints. I'd like to represent them in the rat house. Father comes first, or mother. Just like every other time, father comes first. I'm thrilled to hear it. The saints will make a wonderful centerpiece for the murals. Let's make a deal. I listen rapturously as you tell me about the saints. You don't press me about putting them in the mural. Very well. But you know there is one saint you're overlooking. Why, the Blessed Virgin, of course. Mary. Many people forget that Mary is the greatest saint. And she visited one of the peasants here in Tassing centuries ago. Really? The Virgin Mary appeared in Tassing? Why? Yes, she appeared to give a message. Centuries ago, a farmer in the fields behind us had 3 visions of Mary. In the first, she told him that she wanted him to tell the Bishop of Freising that she had appeared. The peasant traveled down to Freising, but the bishop would not see or hear him. Seems like a reasonable response. We'll just keep listening. The peasant returned to Tassing and had another vision in the field. The Virgin showed him a pattern, a labyrinth. She told him to draw it on a sheet of birch bark and bring the drawing to the Bishop of Freising. Why didn't she give him the labyrinth the first time? The bishop attempted to turn the peasant away, but he could see the drawing of the labyrinth in his hands. It was the same image that the bishop had seen in a dream 3 nights earlier. He met with the peasant, who told him of the 2 apparitions he had seen here in Tassing. The bishop was moved by the peasant's story, and he came here, to Tassing. The bishop came here? He did. And it's the only time the bishop has ever come to Tassing. When the bishop came, Mary appeared to both of them. She told the farmer that the town needed to build this church. She told the bishop to support this town. Keep listening. And so the bishop helped fund the creation of this church. The people of Tassing have been using it ever since. When was the painting made? I'm not sure. Maybe 300 years ago? Maybe 100 years ago? Maybe 300? And of course, I couldn't tell you the artist, unfortunately. But it's been here as long as anyone can remember. Thank you for the story, Father Thomas. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you and your work, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. Ah, the classic. I feel like we gotta talk to other people, too. Like, I obviously have to explore several things here. Who are you? Martha? Martha and Carl? I don't remember Carl. But it's still so beautiful here, Martha. One more moment. All right, take your time. Oh, hello, Magdalene. Dad, look who it is. Good morning, Mistress Karen. Hello, Martha. Carl, how are you today? On our usual walk around town. November hasn't grown too cold yet. Dr. Stoll says Dad needs to keep using the leg, or the pain will get worse. And I'm getting old. Not so old you can sit around at home telling stories. You listen to your daughter, Carl. You young girls think you're my keeper, is that it? I've always been your keeper, Dad. No arguments for me there. Sounds like you have Martha to thank for your good health. I thought that's what Werner was for and his ghastly tools. And leeches, God, the leeches. Where does he even find them around here? In the forest, probably. They prefer muddy, freshwater pools. Ugh, they're horrible. Cold and wriggling, just like the doctor's fingers. Dad. He's the kind of man I wish Anton would have grown up to be. Anton, my poor boy. It's all right, Dad. I'm sorry, Carl. It's not your fault, Magdalene. Just a babe, then. I can't... It's my fault that he died. It's not, Dad. You know it's not. He shouldn't have been with me that night. He shouldn't have... I was a fool. What happened? I know I was there, but all I remember is the flames. What a fire it was! The whole abbey engulfed. I was bleeding. Anton tried to drag me out of the fight. And that godforsaken Landsknecht stepped between us. I hope he burns in hell. I can't even imagine what that was like. How old were you during the revolt, Martha? 7 or so? I didn't understand what was happening. Someone brought Dad home in the middle of that night. It was dark, confusing. There was screaming outside. Mom and a couple of the men who brought Dad in were trying to patch up the wound, but it wouldn't stop bleeding. She kept shouting, "Where is Anton? Where is Anton?" There was blood on the floor. You cried so much you threw up. We couldn't get you to stop. I couldn't understand where Anton had gone. Dad tried to explain, but... Martha, my dear, enough of that. I'm so sorry. How did you go on? Did I? I don't know. Some nights I think I'm still there. The Abbey is always burning. It's that goddamned PTSD. My Helena passed not too long after. I was left alone with Martha to care for. May the Lord bless and keep her. As he keeps your mother, Magdalene. I had to keep going for Martha, and somehow my daughter grew up into a wonderful woman despite it all. I suppose that was Helena's doing. Dad, if I'm any good, it's because of you. Thank you for telling me about that night, Carl, Martha. Time doesn't heal, Magdalene, but it does dull the ache. It's time we continued with the walk, Dad. Yes, dear, I'm feeling much more alive now. Be well, you two. Well, that's one more little build off of what we've learned. Killian. Hi, Mags. Sorry, I can't talk for long right now. Magdalene. Oh, of course, Magdalene. I didn't mean to be impolite. That's all right. What's keeping you so busy? You know, it's almost December. Preparing for the festivities is hard work. Mom and Dad need my help. They're not as spry as they used to be. Haha. Know how that is. Dad's not as quick as he used to be, even when he's not bedridden. Still no idea who attacked him? No. He'll be fine though, right? I hope so. I'm doing the best I can. You'll do great. It's still odd that you're working on the mural. I wouldn't have imagined. How's the mural coming along anyway? One step at a time. Learning about the history of Tassing is a challenge. At least you can read well enough to learn more of the history. I'm still struggling a bit. Just keep learning, Killian. I will. I'm sorry, Magdalene. I really have to get back to work. Be well. Just a little chat. Hannah, do you have anything to say? At least Killian doesn't have to grow up without a mother. Nico, do you have anything? Good morning, Magdalene. What brings you to the Golden Head? I'm on my way to the Abbey. I thought it'd be helpful to explore the ruins for the mural. Lots of history to be uncovered there, no doubt. You mind yourself at that place. Could collapse any day now. Don't worry, I'll watch my step. Be sure you do. I'd hate to have to tell Klaus that I saw you last if you don't return. Say, Magdalene, would you mind doing me a favor on your way back to town? Edna's birthday is coming up, but I asked Gret to make her something special. Hilly and I have our hands full here, so I was hoping you might pick it up. Of course, I'd be happy to help. You're a credit to your mother, Magdalene. Thank you. I'll have some of Baltus's fresh brew set aside for you when you get back. It's his best yet. I'll stop by the Albans on my way back from the Abbey. That will be just fine. Be well, Magdalene. Until later. I mean, it's not a... Some of these voices are, it's a little bit more on the fly. I'm learning out the... I'm learning out my throat, if you can forgive the parlance. Does Brigitte have anything to say? Does Martin? No. Martin's still continuing to live his faux life, his interesting life. Do these guys have anything to share? Flav and Matilda? Nothing? Okay. Ah, basket weaving. Now that's an art. That's an underappreciated art. I did a little bit of basket weaving myself in some scout stuff back in the day, but I was not very good at it, to say the least. Hey, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. Nothing from Simon or Hans? Ah, Hans has something. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Do you need something? Just wanted to see what you were doing. Well, I was about to leave. I've got to go meet Big Jorg soon. Why? Stuff in the forest needs doing. What are you two planning? Nothing. We're just carrying logs. Huh. Why would you do that? We lift big logs to see who's stronger. It's a contest. Does anyone else participate in this contest? Not usually. There aren't many others in Tassing strong enough, other than Big Jorg. Simon's big, like Sepp was, but he's not interested. He's always busy taking care of the farm. Maybe Apollo can join us one day. He's been getting stout the last few years. Alright, who's winning so far? Jorg, but barely. I've been gaining on him. He's growing older and softer with his council work. So this is just a thing that men do from time to time? Me and Jorg, sure. But I don't know about anyone else. You're welcome to join us, Magdalene. You happen to have small logs that would suit small logs that would suit me? Plenty of trees in the forest. We'll find you what you need. Maybe to put some meat on those bones. Sure, maybe I'll drop by someday. Christ, Yorg will get a kick out of that. You really beat it, right? Oh, absolutely. Great. I should get back to work now. Until later, Magdalene. Until then. Can you imagine Magdalene just getting swole as hell? Peter doesn't have anything to say. Yorg doesn't have anything to say. Is Veronica? Yeah, she's fine. And she's getting old. Passage of time comes for us all, as it were. As it is, as it was. Endris have anything? Resi doesn't have anything. Okay, well, we'll just make our loop around town. Can smell anise on the breeze. I'll have anything? Nope. Alright, stop by the bakery since I'm here. God bless you, Magdalene, darling. And you as well, Gret. Nico sent me to fetch Hannah's birthday cake. Ah, of course. I have it right here. I'm rather happy with how it came out. One of my best, I think. Ulrich would have been proud. I've always loved your pastries. They're delicious. All the process needs is plenty of love and care put into it. And God's grace. And honey. Off you go, then. Nico is waiting. Give them my best wishes. Until later. Wait, hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to piece together where everybody is on this whole shebang, too. That house is biggest building in Tassing. It's the clock. Verna, do you have anything to say? Hello, Magdalene. Can I help you? Hello, Dr. Stolz. I have a book here, and I can't read it very well. I was wondering if you could help me translate it. If you bring it after Christmas, I might be able to help. I have too much to do right now. I can't spare that much time. Oh, I understand. Sorry, Magdalene. Until later? Until then. Okay. No book learning from him. We'll check Baltus then. How, Magdalene? Hello, Nazio. How are you? Ah, I am well. The winter is approaching quickly, no? What is it you say here? Percha pinching at your nose? Haha. Yes, that is our saying. Baltus has been explaining many of your funny Bavarian sayings to me. I must admit, they're rather charming, even if the language is a bit rough to my tongue. Will you be staying in Tassing long enough to learn more of our funny sayings? I should return to Genoa soon, but Baltus and I still have some business to conduct. It has taken longer than I anticipated to complete. His accounts are complex. I may be forced to remain a few more weeks. Dio, who knows? It must be difficult for you to be so far from home for so long. Baltus has made me most welcome, so I'm in no particular rush. I only wish to return to Genoa before any heavy snowfall. Otherwise, my journey will take twice as long. I'll let you get back to work then. Grazie, Magdalene. Until later. More inventor lessons. Hello, Baltus. Do you have a moment? Only one, I'm afraid. What could I do for you? I came across a book about the history of Tassing, and I was hoping you could help me read it. Oh no, not today. I'm far too busy for that at the moment. Nazio and I have our hands full preparing the Christmas ale, you see? Oh, sorry. Of course. Sorry to bother. Not at all. Apologies, I couldn't be of more help. Well, it looks like it's the sister that I have to go to for learning a bit more of the Latin. Perhaps she will show her hand as the manipulator. Nothing more from Agnes. Okay. Nothing more from Craft. Okay. I think it's on to the Abbey then. I don't think there's anything else that I can talk to anybody about. So we'll talk to the sister, and then we'll go... Oh, also the cake. Since I'm here, being reminded as we go. Perfect way to go about it. Good to see you, Magdalene. Were you able to stop by the Albids? I've Hannah's pastry here. Gret sends her best wishes. Perfect. Hannah will love this. Thank you, Magdalene. It's the little things, you know? I'm glad I could help. We haven't always been good to each other, be it Hannah. But after the revolt, things had to change. I try to find ways to show her I appreciate her now. The golden hand would fall down without her work. And she knows it. But I want her to know that I know it, too. Ugh. I've kept you too long. Thank you again for the help, Magdalene. Until later, Nico. Man, I do feel like this has been a great experience to learn... Hang on, do I have anything here? I can also check out the forest. Snow is creeping down the mountains. Winter will be here soon. Yeah. Let's go do a little chitter chatter with people. I wonder if Smokey has anything else to say. We could engage Voxlov in more conversation, perhaps? Nope. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta stop by and say hi. You know how it goes. Chamomile. We've already read that. Satya. Saint Satya's shrine. Martha especially likes to leave offerings for her. I do wish that I could go explore those ruins of the aqueduct a bit more. But alas... I hope somebody took care of that pig. A tragedy to leave such a succulent meal. Alright, that appears to be all. We just gotta check the rounds. Make the rounds. See how it goes. Alright, well everything is pointing towards the Abbey. So to the Abbey we go. Leave everything in this town to fall apart. The Abbot House. It feels like such a waste to have all of this space unused. Then again, what do I know? I should talk to Sister Gertrude since she was a Benedictine monk at Kirsau before the poor Klauses arrived. She would be able to tell me all about the convent's history for the mural. Yes, we should talk to Sister Gertrude. Not really a whole lot going on here. Let's check out... Can I check out the Abbey? Or do I have to wait until I talk to... Well, that makes sense. Does the prioress have anything to say? Francisca? God bless you, Magdalene. I've been hoping to speak with you. Do you have a moment? Of course, Mother. How can I help? I heard that you've taken up the mural in the rat house after your father's terrible attack. Yes, I'm excited to paint the history of this town. Your enthusiasm and insistence is most troubling to some people in town. Some people? Yes, Magdalene, myself included. I understand how it I understand how you must have struggled with your mother's passing while you were so young. Without a maternal figure to guide you, it is no wonder your spirit has wandered and wavered from its nature. What? The pursuit of such trades is not for women, but men. As Paul writes, God calls women to work at home, not in trades. While supporting your father is laudable, taking on his work is imprudent. There are plenty of young men in Tassing worthy of you, or perhaps you have a different calling. I'd like to offer you a place here among the sisters. Hell no. I understand you may disagree with my choices, but I'm not going to stop painting the mural. How unfortunate. I still have high hopes for you, Magdalene. God bless you. Girl, I'm proud of my work. It should not work should not be limited to people in such a fashion, in my mind. Then again, that's how that goes. Nobody else in here? Okay, well, we'll just move on. Gertrude is that son of Fang Mousefanger? God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, sister. I have a favor to ask of you. Of course, Magdalene. I'll help however I can. I have a book, the Historia Tassiae, and I can't read it very well. Can you help me translate it? Oh, I'm afraid my Latin isn't good enough to translate something like that. Its grammar structures are far too complex. I'm sorry, Magdalene. That's all right, sister. I'll have to find another way. There was one more thing, if you don't mind. It's about the rat house mural. Oh, did you need more paint? I believe I have enough galls stored away. No, thank you, sister. I have more than enough paint. I actually wanted to ask you about the history of Curacao, actually. I'd like to include the Abbey's founding and the history of Tassing Saints to the rat house mural. I wrote to Reverend Matteo, since he lived at the Abbey, but I wanted to see the place firsthand. Ah, Brother Matteo became a reverend, did he? He was always suited to such a role. But I don't suppose that's what you came up the hill for. You're curious about the saint's history, yes? Yes, I was hoping you could show me around the convent and tell me about its history. The poor Clares don't allow outsiders within the convent, even other women. Mother Francisca wouldn't like anyone coming in for such a worldly concern. Well, that makes my job difficult. Let me finish, Magdalene Drucarin. However, Mother Francisca always welcomes those who are considering joining the order. If a young woman sincerely considered joining the convent, she may be allowed to enter and observe the sisters. Who knows what else she may discover while contemplating the holy life, Ah, yes, I see. Touring the convent will take some time. Would you like to see Mother Francisca now? I have other things to do first. Very well. Come find me if you change your mind. God bless you, Magdalene. Son of Mousefanger. All grown up, with a tiny baby cat next to him. Beautiful. We love the little guys like that. We love them. Tiny little creatures. The little mews too. Anyways, let's go talk to. Would you like to go and see Mother Francisca now? Yes, let's go. Mother Francisca, I'd like to introduce Magdalene Drucarin. The prince's daughter, yes. God bless you, Magdalene. Father Thomas told us of your father's condition, and we pray for his recovery daily. Oh, thank you, Abbess. Such is our duty to serve the Lord and the community that provides for us. Now, what is this about? Sister Gertrude, you know our holy rules. Why did you bring young Mistress Drucarin to me? Forgive me, Mother. Magdalene is searching for a place in the world and is contemplating the holy life. I thought observing the sisters might aid her in her spiritual search. She was encouraged by the idea. Right, yes. Ah, so you've decided to consider my offer after all. If God is calling you to the convent, I'm more than willing to help you fulfill that divine cause. What brought this change on? Why are you interested in joining the Poor Clares? I had a holy vision. If I become a sister, I won't have to marry, which is far better than being stuck bearing kids for the rest of my life. Let's just go with... I had a holy vision. Mistress Magdalene, would you describe this vision for me? Receiving a message from God is a grave matter. I was sitting under the oak tree by the shrine, and Satya appeared to me. She told me that the mural is incomplete, and in order to finish it in a godly way, I need to learn more about Kirsau. May not have had a vision, but a particularly vivid dream. Either way, the Rat House mural, if it must be completed, ought to represent the saint's legends. Did Satya say anything else? Only that I ought to pay homage to her, and to ask someone for more insight. I came straight to the convent. You were right to do so. There are many spirits who haunt dreams, and not all of them are from the Lord. I suggest you talk to Father Thomas about this vision. He has the education to best aid you there. I'll do that. Thank you, Mother. Of course, of course. Everybody loves that. Well, I can't speak to the vision itself. I'm happy to tell you about the Poor Clares. Oh, do tell. Oh, joy. Our convent used to be part of the larger Kirsau's double monastery, as I'm sure you've been told by Sister Gertrude. However, the Poor Clares live far differently than the Benedictines that once lived here. We believe that it is not ours to produce and live solely on the alms of the community of Tassing, as they see fit to give. Likewise, none of the sisters here own any personal property. We share this convent as a gift from the church. We believe that the Lord called us into a life of poverty and service. Does such a life appeal to you, Magdalene? I'm not entirely certain yet. I'd like to explore and look around, get a feel for the place. Magdalene, you must not have understood me. We have deliberately closed ourselves off from the world. I won't have a laywoman bothering the sisters from the duties or disturbing our rule. However, I will allow Sister Suzanne to show you our duties. Please take your time. When you've finished, please come find me. We will discuss your decision to join. Finally, I thought she'd never finish. What? Truthfully, I'm not here to join the convent. I'm looking for references for a mural I'm painting in the Rat House. Time to start exploring. You can either come or not. Up to you. But Mother Francisca said... She said as long as I'm with you, it's fine to look around. Are you really going to get us both in trouble? No, I always follow Mother Francisca's orders. The convent has many parts. The kitchen, the laquarium, the chapter house, the yard, the old workshop, though no one uses that old shed anymore. I'll leave it to you to decide where to go first. Yes. Let's go to the courtyard. It's cold today. There's not much in the yard that could help you, I think. Anything that was here has long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built onto the monastery. God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Suzanne, God bless you. Ugh, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you, Sister Benedicta? I think I've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you'd have seen her. Sister Benedicta is the youngest of the sisters. Mother Francisca allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. Benedicta received this privilege. Burden, more like. I have to run around everywhere, gathering all the food and doing all the chores. I'd rather be inside, where it's warm. What are you doing up in the convent anyway? I'm considering joining the Poor Clares, actually. Oh, you are! It would be nice to have another new face around. Don't let me keep you. Actually, Sister Benedicta, I wanted to ask some questions. Do you like being a nun? Oh yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than home, and I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I'd like to help the older sisters, but I don't mind the chores, except when it's cold like this. One more question, Sister Benedicta. Have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Um, Ghosts? No, everything has been normal recently. I haven't noticed anything odd. Is this about Sister Marie's ghost? I think it's the the Maritius myself. Oh no. Who? Maridius! Don't tell Mother Francisca this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in that workshop. It said that a Roman commander named Maridius conquered Tassing, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in the valley. It was a miracle. Christian refugees? Yes, the book said they were fleeing Roman persecution, maybe under Nero? I don't remember. Anyway, when Sister Marie said she saw a ghost, I thought it might be Meridius, trying to get us out. The Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey, could he? Definitely not. What did you do with this book, sister? Oh, well, I had it in the kitchen with me one day, and I accidentally laid the fire poker on it. Stare in shock and horror. Sister Benedicta! I tried to fix it, but it's unreadable now. Sorry, Magdalene. I suppose it's better that the book got some use before it was lost forever. Besides, the story gives me ideas for the Rat House mural. Thanks for telling me about the book, sister. I won't tell Mother Francisca. God bless you, sister. Haha. Thanks, Magdalene. God bless you. The art studio? I love seeing a little art studio. Ooh, they got everything here. The workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this was the Benedictine sisters' workshop. They used to make badges and art for pilgrims coming to see the hand of St. Moritz. Looks like everything was just left here after the fire. Nothing's been used in years. We can't subsist on painting, and the poor Clares don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said the Father clothed the lilies of the field in beauty. I agree, but that's not the rule of the poor Clares. Mother Francisca considers art to be a temptation into hedonism. Mother Francisca doesn't let us come in here unless it's to put something in storage. I've come in a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing. Paint pots, too. You think one of the sisters is secretly painting? Oh, Lord, no. We all live too close together in the convent for something like that to go unnoticed. In any case, I think it's sad the workshop is left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if that's not what you were here to do anyway. Gertrude talks about you, and you seem to love your art. Without it, you'd hate it here. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. Such valuable paint left to dry and crack on the palettes. It is a tragedy to see all of these resources just left by the wayside. There's an old parchment scrap here. It's different from the others. This looks like the Roman aqueduct? Perhaps. Ah, the Mithraeum. I think that is the aqueduct. Or bathhouse? I'm not familiar with Latin enough to really give a good idea there. It looks like a scrap from a manuscript. There's something written in Latin in the margin. It says the Mithraeum of Tassing had been destroyed by a flood. Oh, okay. So it's not. It's, Mithraeum. Could it be storage of some kind? Anyways, Mithraeum. That's the same word I saw in the Roman section in the mine. This might be the book from the book Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention the Mithraeum. I don't know. It's not a word I've heard before. There's certainly nothing in the convent by that name. Well, the note says the Mithraeum was destroyed, so I suppose it doesn't matter much now. Destroyed in a flood. These old badges are beautiful. I hope the pilgrims who bought them love them too. Art is so incredible. I can't imagine just leaving it. Just leaving all of the beauty, the created beauty, just around. Sorry, knife is getting back to me. Marguerite doesn't have anything to say. Guess we'll go to the kitchen. Ah, yes. This is the kitchen. There's not anything that interesting here. Sister Mary and Sister Yesbo take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. I see. Well, might as well say hi. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, sister. How goes the cooking? As well as the Lord wills it. My old fingers fumble from time to time, but it is my privilege to prepare supper for the other sisters. That's very noble of you. Just as God gave Paul a thorn in his side, he did too give me the pains of age to strengthen my faith. Such things are a blessing when compared to the pains of Christ carried upon the cross. Didn't Christ die so that we don't have to suffer pain unnecessarily? In the next life, yes, but even Christ said we would have to face hardships while we live on this earth. I've chosen to find meaning and devotion to the Lord through my hardship. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me, sister. You are most welcome, child. God bless you. Marie, do you have anything? God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? No, sister, I'm learning more about the convent's history so I can finish a mural in town. Ah, I see. The kitchen has been used for decades, longer than I've been alive, to be sure. I enjoy preparing meals for the sisters that nourish us, but I can never bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Yezebel has graciously taken on that task for me. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of St. Francis. Ah, yes, St. Francis of Assisi. Mystic friar and founder of the Franciscan order. Born in Assisi to wealthy parents, St. Francis was called to a life of poverty and preaching. With his follower St. Clare, he helped found the Order of the Poor Clares. The more you know. I was familiar with St. Francis, but... To cause suffering to any living creature is unnecessary and evil, even if God granted Adam and Eve dominion over the animals. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days? No more than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replacing over the years. Though some nights, a ghost appears to me by the cook fire. A lost spirit, trapped between heaven and hell. Sister Marie, not this again. Not to Magdalene, please. A trick of the light. Could it be the ghost of one of the sisters of the... A trick of the light. Upon my vows, I swear I saw a figure rise through the ground at vigils. I was so frightened, I fell prostrate and prayed to the Lord to save me. Dawn and dusk are the hours when the boundaries between this world and the spiritual world are weakest. We may be the newest arrivals here, but this convent is very old. Perhaps there was something Roman underneath this foundation centuries before. The spirit may seek to know the presence of God now that it rests on holy ground. A spirit in Curacao? Why would it come to a convent, though? It breaks my heart to think the spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond heaven's reach. Why don't we keep going, Margaret? Sorry, Magdalene. It's best not to get Sister Marie too upset. Of course. God bless you, sister. God bless you, child. Yeah, I'm such a child. I'm just 17 or something. The Beatles would know more about that. I'm not one to ask. Let's check out the Laquarium. Here's the Laquarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here, but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Francesca said, isolation is a part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go into town sometimes, and even talk to men on occasion. And I'm stuck here, staring at these walls for the rest of my life. It doesn't seem like Sister Suzanne thinks much of her life here. I can't blame her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. If she hates her life here so much, maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. Better to leave while she has a future ahead of her. After all, there are plenty of young men in Bavaria who would make good husbands. Still, there must be some reason she chose to stay. I don't want to overstep my bounds. Are you unhappy here, Sister Suzanne? I don't know. My father promised me to the church as a baby. Some oath he swore when my mother was struggled in her pregnancy. So there I was, dropped into the Poor Clares the summer I turned 17. I'm so sorry. No one should be forced into a life they don't want. We daughters are born to bear our family's legacy, between our legs or on our backs, it doesn't matter. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. But since when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Even Eve couldn't manage it. I understand I have more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's always the way that society sort of puts pressure on these people, these poor people who have no other lot in life but to just be like, okay, well, I guess I'll just belong to somebody for the rest of my life. Like we saw that with Lenhart in the last act. I understand. I remember the days of running around town. I wish I could have gotten married. I wanted to be a mother. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude and even Sister Marguerite. At least they got to see something of the outside world before they were 20. If you could do anything else, what would it be? I would have liked to go to one of the big cities at least once. I would be happy just to be a shopkeeper's wife. Thanks for listening, Magdalene. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. I'm very happy to be able to be like, hey, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to do it. Ah, what a beautiful tapestry. What a beautiful piece of art on this wall. This is the chapel where we gather for mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent. And the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. The sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it has represented the abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's the tower and the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower Bergfried long before the structure was a Bergfried. Freestanding defensive tower, not built for permanent habitation. Okay. Yes, the tower was a Bergfried long before the structure became a monastery. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Tassing from attacks of spirit and steel for generations. There's some Latin here too, but I can't read it very well. God called Lady Sabine to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. Lord Kirsau's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of Emperor Frederick II. Only the tower remained. Thank you, Sister Suzanne. Yes, the first list of Abbey's founding date. The Lady Kirsau was actually the one to suggest the old castle be turned into a double monastery. We added the second shortly after the revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting. Even if the sisters were not here, some record of what occurred would remain. Kirsau is unique. A double monastery with 2 saints, 1 male and 1 female, to guard the town and abbey. Foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire. It seems odd that a monastery would reuse a place. No, many things have been built and torn down on this land over generations. Who knows what else used to be here? You were right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the rat house. Then I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalene. Well, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? I can see why people chose the holy life, but it's not for me. Not without art. I understand. You dedicated your whole life to your work. You'd struggle to give that up now. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. I think you should go. Disobeyed Mother Francesca, agreed that being forced into the convent is wrong, asked what Suzanne wants to do with her life. Yeah, we take that. The haggle background coming in clutch once more. You never chose this life. You choose to deserve the life you truly want. Magdalene, I think you're right. My family's devotion doesn't have to be mine. Maybe I can find a way out, in time. I'll help however I can, Suzanne. I'm sure we have some spare provisions at home. Really? That would be wonderful. So long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. I've learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. No, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in this abbey. Come, let's find Mother Francisca. She'll be wanting to hear what you thought of the place. Well, Magdalene, what is your assessment of the poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to life with us as a sister? I think I prefer my books and printing. I had a thought, Mother. Perhaps my divine vision wasn't that holy after all, though I do appreciate the sanctioned tour. The Lord will repay you for your insolent child. Do not test him. Thank you for your hospitality, Mother. I'll take my leave. Magdalene, I had thought better of you. Our community is quite modest compared to the splendor of the old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. See why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. I pray that you will find your way, Magdalene. God bless you. Ah, yes. Sister Gertrude back again. Ah, Magdalene, how did your little expedition go? Learned a lot from seeing the abbey. I have a good idea of what I'll depict in the mural now. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What a task that would be! The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in Tassing, and moved on. In truth, the abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Hirsau was running out of money and patrons. The riot and fire were simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forage in the rubble. I doubt you'd find anything of help for your mural inside. other than charred wood and parchment. It might be worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalene. I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Goodbye. A 2-hour tour? We're not doing... Well, that was... I don't know. I did learn more about the founding of Curacao. And that illustration from the manuscript, the Mithraeum. It was like the one in the mine. Is it a part of the history of the Abbey of Tassing? It must be written down somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right there. Maybe not everything was destroyed. Well, I'm obviously going to check out the church. Just keep an eye out. Oh, damn. This place was so beautiful previously, too. My god, this is amazing. I wonder what it must have looked like before the fire. Everything collapsed in the fire. I'll have to be careful climbing over this rubble to get past. I'm totally gonna trap myself. Almost assuredly. That's just how it goes on this bitch of an earth. Yep, climb up and then drop down and not have a way back. Uh-oh. Oh shit. That's quite a jump. Yeah, I would not... Be careful where you can. I'm sure a rung on this will give out. Yep. As expected. Oh no, I can't get back up. If I climb it might collapse further. I'm loving this music, though. Love what's going on here. I'll have to find another way out. A way out. Alright, just the tower, I guess? Can climb the vines? I'm going to die falling from this. There's nothing left of the old staircase. I guess I can't go out this way. These vines go all the way to the top, though. They look sturdy enough to hold my weight. Well, there's no other way out. I'm totally going to break an ankle. Be a lot harder to... Sheesh. It's got some height to it, too. Absolutely gorgeous being able to look out upon the valley like this. I can see all of Tassing from here. I wonder if I can piece together the foundations of the Abbey and find a way to get to the library. I bet I could get down this way. The roof looks pretty stable. Yeah, just, we'll just jump down the roof. Surely nothing bad could happen to us up here. I just love all of the art. Like, a lot of it is so blotchy and, like, purposefully obscured in the sense of detail, but I think there's a lot of potential to it. Nice little climb. Oh, God. I remember when the library burned down. Dad told me I was just a baby, but I remember the flames coming out of the windows. So many people were screaming and running around. I cried myself to sleep that night. I haven't seen this place since then. Doesn't look like there's anything left inside. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Well, Magdalene, how are you going to get out of here? I was really, really hoping that we could at least, like, take a cursory glance Perhaps take a look at the scriptorium, even. These roses seem to have made the abbey their home. I'm glad something beautiful is still growing here. Me too. I'm all about that beauty in all of these different places. Is that also roses? Probably the same. Yep. Okay. Anything else in the cemetery? Or just, does not appear so. The path is overgrown. The passage of time. Not even that long in the grand scheme of things. Like, what, 20-ish years? This place is a mess. How sad. It really is. If only there could be people dedicated to making it that much better. Door's stuck. I can't get through this way. Okay, through the chapter house then. Ah, yes, the Dance of Death. That's definitely new art. Are those... That's definitely not Christian artwork there. Oh, an old mural. It's worn, but I can still see some of the figures. A Dance of Death? So we have... a lion eating a guy and other people? The prior led by... Oh, that's... Hang on. Those are still the alchemical... Or, earth, air, water, fire? A Dance of Death. I see details in there. What? These figures look new. The paint can't be more than a few years old. Someone's been adding to this. This feels wrong. Who would add new figures to the Dance of Death, and why? Yeah, there's a whole lot going on here. These people look like people from town. From the town, from here. People who died. That must be the Baron, and that's Otto. I see. I could not have told that. Wait, is that? Huh. Someone's here. Hello? Who are you? A not-so-forgotten abbey. That looks like... I mean, that's certainly Andreas trying to get the books out. That's Otto, Guy, Andreas. It's Prior Ference. With his occult. Okay, I see. I see what has occurred. Needed to see the full picture before we could really give much on that. Who? Ah, okay. The door. Whoever was watching me must have opened it. I don't like this. I think I've seen everything left at the Abbey. I want to get out of here. Yeah, this is, I feel like I'm certainly in more of a railroaded section. Snowing already. The almanac said it should start for another week at least. I think we're in for a hard winter. Should get back to the rat house and get to work. I can't... Somebody is going to be involved. It's just a matter of who. Who tried to kill our father? Who tried... to potentially kill us in the salt mine? Many questions. Alright, let's get whatever work we can done with the last of the rat house. Unfortunately, no one seems willing to help me with the Latin, which is a tragedy. All right, let's work on the mural then. What do we work on for it, though? Like, what do we add? Oh, hi, Werner. Good evening, Magdalene. Good evening, Dr. Stolz. I see you're making progress on... You're progressing on the town mural. You've made rapid progress. I've rigged the scaffolding sheets so that enough air can flow through. That way the layers dry quickly. I see. That's quite clever. Now then, the council has asked to hear about your progress. I've been researching the early Christian history of Tassing after the Romans left. Learning how people settled in the ruins, how the abbey was founded, why our saints are so important to us. There's a lot to take in, but I've settled on my subject. And what have you chosen, if I may ask? St. Moritz, St. Satya, Our Lady of the Labyrinth receiving the Christian settlers? Oh, I want to show history how it happened. I'll paint Lady Curacao founding the abbey from the old Bergfried. Or I can paint the Bavarians settling among the Roman ruins starting... let's go with... Let's show history how it happened. That might rub some of the people in town the wrong way. The saints are a core part of Tassing's history, after all. But be careful how you choose to paint such a piece. Our Lord is a staunch Catholic. One could interpret the absence of the saints as, well, Lutheran. It's Lutheran to portray the founding of a Benedictine abbey? That doesn't make any sense. I'm simply presenting a possible interpretation. It may reflect poorly on Tassing. Remember, these murals are for all of us. I remember. Very well. After this section, there's still so much work to do. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to portray the revolt. Ah, yes. I imagine it poses difficulties that other murals do not. It's a strange thing to tell a story that lives in the hearts of so many people here. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. They've all just locked it away. It sounds like you have your work cut out for you. I'll leave it to you, then. Oh, Dr. Stolz. Yes? Have you ever seen someone lurking around the Abbey? Or heard about it? I haven't been up to the Abbey in years, and no, I haven't heard of anything like that. Why? I've seen someone following me a few times. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you run into that odious woodsman, Hallerbrant, not long ago? I did. It wasn't a... Yes, but I don't think it's the same person. You're getting into the juicy part? No, no. I was just gonna say, I feel like this section I've been more streamlined in what I'm supposed to do. I can't wait to dig right into this juicy, juicy peach. The hot goss. Well, if you have concerns, you should ask one of the boys to escort you when you're out. There's no need to risk your safety. You're right. Good night, Dr. Stolz. Good night, Magdalene. Him in his fuck-ass robe. Who should I ask? I'm sure Otts would love to do that. Would love to be around town with me. Now I only have the final part of the mural to finish. How should I paint the revolt? Dad always talked about seeing the archdeacon. Dad always talked about how the archdeacon was the only one seeking justice in those days. But what was his name? The only name I can remember is the name of the archdeacon who came to Tassing when the Baron was killed. Jacob Essler. Maybe he wrote an account of the revolt as an archdeacon. I'll write to him and ask. Of course, I need to write back Esther too. I'll write to them tonight before bed. Oh, a note? How did this get here? Uh-oh. Stop. This is just like that note. Just like the note Dad found. Who's doing this? I have a feeling I'm going to find out sooner or later. I need to ask Dad about this. It can't be a coincidence. But he's been so weak, I don't want to upset him. I just need to wait for the right time. I hope there is a right time. I'm gonna say the right time is now. At least if he's not sleepy snoozing. Hello, Magdalene. Okay, nothing new. Get me out of here then. We will find the right time. Let's write then. All right, where to begin? I'll write to the Archdeacon, Jacob Essler, and see if he can tell me about the revolt. I'll write a letter to Esther, too. I hope the courier can make it through the passes before winter. Jacob Essler, formerly Archdeacon of Friesing. My name is Magdalene Druckaren. I'm an artist in the town of Tassing in Upper Bavaria. I believe you passed through our community when you investigated Baron Rothvogel's murder at Kiersau Abbey in 1518. Do you remember anything about that case that the people in Tassing might not remember? In particular, do you remember anything about someone writing notes to provoke the killer? Did you see any evidence that might suggest that there was a larger piece, some sort of larger conspiracy? Thank you for any help that you can give. Magdalene Druckaren. All right, easy, small letter. You're not even going to let it dry? Dearest Esther, I hope you are well. You must know how tremendously happy I am for you and Sigmund. And Elijah, too, of course. And your parents. It warms my heart to know that your family is doing so well. By the time this letter reaches you, I expect winter will have enfolded Tassing. It's freezing. It's already freezing at night, so I've reorganized the workshop so that the inks don't deteriorate. Do you have to worry about that in Prague? You've said it snows, but I always imagined it was warmer in winter. Dad is doing poorly, but at least he seems comfortable. He's sleeping more, but Dr. Stoll says that that's a consequence of the colder weather. I do what I can for him, but this winter has been hard. I've asked Agnes for help, but there's only so much she and Dr. Stolz can do. He's not going to make it, and there's nothing I can do. Christ, I'm scared, Esther. The mural is progressing well, but I can't shake the feeling that someone is following me. I keep seeing this figure around town. After I explored the mines to see Tassing's early history, and then again in the Abbey ruins. No one else in Tassing has seen anything, but some of the nuns say they've seen ghosts. Whoever it is, I'm sure they're not anyone from Tassing, but what do they want with me? It's the strangest thing, given me a fright a few times already. And I found a strange note left on my bed, matching one I found by my dad after the attack. They both only read the word stop, like a warning. But stop what? The mural? I can't stop that now. What if the person following me is the one writing them? Why? What do they want? But I don't mean to worry you. Nothing's happened to me yet, so I think I'll be safe. That's a mindset to have, surely. The only good news I can share at the moment is that the mural is almost finished. I should have it completed by Christmas, or soon after. Before the new year, at least. And perhaps, at long last, I shall be able to visit you and meet this Simon. Simon? I'm not sure how the pronunciation on that goes. Anyway, I fear that this will be my last letter of the year. The Reichspost has already been late, and the reported worsening snows through the passes. We seem to be stepping into a harsh winter. Stay warm, and give my regards to your family, and Simon. Yours always, Magda. Magda is reserved exclusively for Esther. Is there anything else that I need to do? Our journal is pretty... Oh, yeah. Christian Tassing. wrote both letters, the Historia. Okay. Who could I talk to for the Historia? Who else was there? I was only able to read a little bit of the Historia Taciate. Dink Donk. I mean, I would love a little bit of assistance with it. Feel free. Feel free to let it spin. Let it twirl. Never mind, you already got it from Brigitte. Yeah, I got it from Brigitte, but I don't know if anybody is willing to translate the Latin. Oh, I haven't talked to Father Thomas about that. Hang on. Does he have the time? Perhaps, maybe. Is he still in here? He is. Hello, Father Thomas. Can you spare a moment? Yes, of course, Magdalene. What is it? Well, I found this book, but I can't read the Latin very well. Could you help me translate it? The whole book? Oh dear, I can't afford that much time away from my duties right now. The Christmas sermon is coming up, and I've already fallen behind on Advent preparations. Could the matter wait, perhaps? I'd be happy to look over it after the festivities. Of course, Father. Thank you, Magdalene. Okay. So nobody... Everyone is too distracted by their own work or doesn't know Latin well enough to read the Historia Taciate. I suppose I won't be able to use it as a reference for the mural after all. That is a tragedy. Now, if only I knew Latin. I should have gotten the Latin book. That's why you choose the super Latin book when you're Andreas. Yeah, I'm learning that now. I didn't think that, oh well. That's for next playthrough. I figured we would just, go with what Andreas would probably choose anyways. At least that form of Andreas. Let's call it a night then. If only. The Historia Taciate, I'm sure, would have been very useful for all of this. How much time are we going ahead? A month, I assume? Fresh into December. The 4th? Well, it should be before Crimbler. Mr. Strucarin, only one letter for you today. Alas, only one? The pass is nigh impossible to traverse, and the heavy snow is hard on the horse and me. Anyway, happy Advent, my dear. Thank you, the same to you. Now, who has given me a response? Ah, from Jacob Essler. Mistress Drucarid, I do recall the Rothvogel case, though it has been over a decade since I have served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of the Prince Bishop. In fact, I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church. If you do not mind conversing with a Lutheran, I will tell you what I remember. I investigated several murders as an archdeacon, but none had the curious specter of conspiracy that haunted Baron Rothvogel's. After the peasants burned Curacao, I read a report suggesting that a conspiracy was behind the murder of the town carpenter as well. It was around this time that I did some research of my own into the death of Father Guernot's predecessor, Father Matthias. While no one suspected foul play at the time, I had no reason to believe that his death may be connected to the two other murders. If this is the case, a serpent has lain coiled in the bosom of your community for decades. It may lay there still. What causes this serpent to awaken every few years to stage a new killing? I fear that finding the answer to that question may draw you into its reach.
However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbors. I urge caution in your investigation into this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke into its old resting places. I hope this has been of some help to you. God bless and keep you safe. Jacob Essler.
Oh, okay. How useful. No reply from Esther this time. Must have been delayed due to the heavy snow. Postman said I won't be receiving any more letters until spring. I'd better get back to the rat house then. Still more work to be done. How much more time do we have passed then? Several? Several days? How many days is several? Oh, wow. We have... Oh, God. Crimpler. Good morning, Dad. I finally caught up on the mural, and now I can start the final part today. I promise I'll get it done.
Magdalene, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry Dr. Stoll said you can't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you love the Perchtenlauf.
There's always next year.
Right. How are you feeling? Dr. Souls said he would come by again today.
Fine. I'm fine.
Are you sure? Do you need anything?
No, go on. I'm all right. In fact, my spirits are lifted today. It's Christmas Eve, after all.
Of course.
What's wrong?
Dad, I found a note back in November.
A note? What do you mean?
It was like a note I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it came out of an old manuscript. Elaborate writing, purple ink. It just said, stop. Do you know where they came from? Who wrote them?
Magdalene,
Oh God, that must be Oates. He said he dropped by with more firewood. If you know something, I'd like you to tell me, alright?
I know, I will. Can we talk about it later?
Dad.
I'll tell you, I promise.
Alright. I'll be back later.
Good. Take care of yourself out there.
The Revolt of 1525. Go outside. Everybody's favorite. Everybody loves to go outside. Sorry, I'm being hunged. Morning, Magdalene. Morning. I told you the almanac was right, didn't I? The moon forecasted a cold winter this year. Fine, you were right. It's a good thing you paid attention to it, too. Saved me a lot of trouble finishing work early. Anyway, here, I brought some firewood for you and your dad. Thank you, Otts. You're welcome. So, how's your dad? You think he can join everyone for Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. I'll do my best to be there. I need to keep working on the mural, though. I'm working on the final section. About the Peasants' Revolt, right? It feels so weird to talk about it. It affected Tassing so much, but we were just kids. I can't remember what happened, since I was just a baby. I never even knew my dad. That's what makes it difficult. I need to ask those who are already adults that night, but I don't want to touch raw nerves. What if you spoke to people while everyone was preparing for the Christmas festivities? Clara sometimes talks about that night. Mom, too. You might be able to ask them. Wislav and Matilda are the only two Benedictines left living in Tassing. Maybe they'll talk to me. Huh. I didn't think of that. Still, the mural is for Tassing, not the old abbey. Agnes has always been in Tassing, right? I'd go to her if I were you. Dad said she helped out bury everyone who died that night. I wonder if she'll talk about it. It's your project, Magdalene. Might be worth a try. Wrote to the old archdeacon about it, too. He thinks that the Baron's murder and Otto's death are connected to the revolt. The who? The man who came to Tassing for the Baron Rothvogel's murder. What about him? He was the judge for the Baron's murder. What if all the deaths in Tassing are connected? I don't see how the old Baron has anything to do with the revolt. Are you feeling all right? I think you're looking for connections that aren't there. Maybe this mural project is getting to you. I need to get to the bottom of this. Oh, there's something more to all this. I know it. If you're sure, I'll figure it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later, Mags. Ugh. Otts is right. I should start talking to the people around town. Better get started if I want to talk to everyone before the Birchtonlauf. I'm receiving another text. One moment. Oh, okay. Sorry, knife just getting back to me really quick. Let's go ask about town. Unfortunately, we do have a dead end in the form of the Historia Tassiae. But we could go to the Golden Hand. We could go to Gertner Farm. I do want to talk to them. I feel like we got to talk to as many people as possible, obviously. Woo! Get as much as we can. Okay, anyways, let's finish out the stream. We only have about half an hour left, so... Let's go say hi to the various families. I know winters in this time period, you had to really stock up. Have to do wood cutting and everything. Not here. What do we have in the journal? Otts. I should speak with Agnes, Claire's husband. Gathering at the Golden Hand. Some of them might remember. Okay. Well, let's see exactly how much we can get done. I feel I may have made a few missteps along the way to actually solving who who caused this whole thing. Jorg, Gret, Clara. Clara has something to say. Hello, Magdalene. I would have thought you'd be working on the mural today. What brings you here? I'd like to sit with you and ask how I can remember the rebellion so that I can paint it, if that's all right. That was a sad time. It will help you memorialize those we lost in the revolt, yes. I'll answer a few questions. I don't mind. I was a little older than you, so I probably remember more, Magdalene. Of course, Magdalene. We'll all tell you what you want to know. I've been looking forward to seeing the mural for some months. Come now, sit with us. May as well do a little bit of mask making in the meantime. Now that you're all settled, what did you want to know? Did the revolt have anything to do with the other murder that happened at Tassing? Oh, the murder of the Baron, you mean? No, not really. I only remember that Andreas attempted to be a peacekeeper in both situations. I suppose that's when things started going poorly. Yes, after Prior Ference was discovered as a witch, people weren't as willing to trust the Abbey anymore. Then the Abbot became more severe. He didn't like that the Prior's death rattled his control of Tassing. I still think that the old Prior cursed the town. That's when the crop started failing. I don't know about any of that, but his taxes and restrictions and his attitude toward us became harsher after that. It was all we could do to live by them, but it eventually became too much. Even with all the restrictions, was the revolt really justified? I keep hearing conflicting stories about how it began. I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it all worth the loss? You wouldn't remember it, Magdalene, but the abbot forced us to starvation. We would have died either way. We did everything we could to keep things from getting violent, but the Lord had other plans. I remember how sick and hungry I was all the time. Grandpa kept saying it hadn't always been like that. All was fine until one of the brothers killed Otto in retaliation for finding out just how corrupt the abbey was. Well, my husband wouldn't let that rest. We all wanted justice. When that soldier arrived and threatened us, all the townsfolk pulled away, except for you and Ulrich, Gret. No, Clara, I'm afraid even I was intimidated and begged Ulrich to leave the matter be. My husband stood alone stood with the peasants. Could the revolt have succeeded if the townsfolk didn't pull away? I'm going to say Dad always talks about how he regrets that choice. Your father is unique in that regard. Most of the other townsfolk see the revolt's failure as proof that it was a doomed from the start. A doomed endeavor from the start. Truly, the entire town banded together. We likely could have succeeded. We likely could have succeeded without violence at all. But then we were so starved and wanted justice so much, Peter truly thought success was possible. There was still some discussion. Ulrich and Andreas wanted peace. Then that fucking Miller protected that tonsured bastard. He always hated us, thought he was better than us. Ursula, language. What, Mom? It's true. Lenhart even shot Ulrich out of nowhere. Spinning yarns again? Always. You know me, I always gotta get my hot goss. Less yarn spinning this time. More mask making. Was it unprovoked? Yes, Lenhart did always hate the rest of the townsfolk, and he would take advantage of anyone he could. My husband sought peace to the last. He was a martyr to us. I think the Miller shot Ulrich to retaliate, but after that, Peter couldn't be stopped. We'd lost too much. The burning of the abbey was a grim night, and the soldiers coming in. Our men fought to protect us, to protect Tassing, and many died in that fight. But we got rid of the abbot and all the monks at least. Yes, that is some comfort, if only a little. Are there any other heroes of Tassing I should memorialize? Yeah, definitely. I don't know if Peter... I don't think Peter is a man to be memorialized based off of my history with him. Peter always wanted the best for Tassing, even if he'd acted rashly by setting fire to the abbey. I hope you can portray him in the best light, Magdalene. I'd rather not talk about that night anymore. I hope we provided enough insight for your work. You did, thank you. I'll let you get back to work. Thank you, Magdalene. I'm certain the mural will be beautiful. I'm sure the mural is going to be something that pisses many people off. Sewing costumes. Il Peter. Can I go up into the bedroom? Anything up here? Oh, hi. Apollo and Artemis. Anything new for you guys? Nope. Go figure. Let's go talk to more people about town before we progress time, if we can. Nothing for Entrus. I mean, at the bakery, there's not really a whole lot going on. Yeah, because she's at the Gertner's. Anything in the North Town? Stop by Burner Stoles? Nope. Nothing here. Wow, we're still here. We've still got Naziu. Ciao, Magdalene. Ah, if it wasn't Mistress Magdalene. Hello, Baltus. Hello, Nazio. How are your inventions coming along, Baltus? Ah, very well, thank you. I was just showing Nazu how our rat house clock works on one of my smaller prototypes. It is a fascinating process, truly. I had never considered that one man could make something so complex by himself. I'd love to create something new, something so intricate one day. Maybe a new kind of printing press. And what kind of printing press would that be, pray tell? Maybe something with automatically sorted type that would make the process faster? Haha, you may be onto something there, Magda. Can you imagine? Automatic type. Truly an ingenious idea, if one could ever make it happen. The ideas are still fuzzy, but I think I can make it work someday. Well, I shall look forward to your debut, mistress. In the meantime, shall we get back to work, Baltus? Oh, yes, of course. Please excuse us, Magdalene. We're rather busy at the moment. Until later, then. Nothing else new here. I figure I gotta be at least a little bit more thorough, right? The Steinauers. Ah, any yarns to spin here? Of course there are. Let's talk to Brigitte and Agnes. Magdalene Druckeren, I didn't expect to see you today. How was your father? He's not well, honestly. Oh no, I'm so sorry. He'll be in our prayers tonight. Ours as well. Now then, is there something we can help you with, dear? I have a small favor to ask. Oh, go on then. Spit it out. If it isn't too much trouble, I'd like you all to recount what you remember of the revolt. I'm nearly done with my mural, but I need more details. I was so young that I don't remember much of that night. Oh, for that project of yours in the rat house. I'm afraid I won't have much good to say about the matter, but all right. Come sit down, Magdalene. Don't worry about helping with the wreaths. It took me years to get the technique up to Mom's expectations, so you're better off not helping. You always did fine, Brigitte. Everybody making wreaths. How beautiful. So, Magdalene, what do you need to know to finish the mural? I was hoping to ask you more about the revolt. All I can remember was the flames when the abbey burned. What part of the revolt? What part of the revolt? The abbot starving us out of house and home? Otto's murder? I doubt that would be a good painting. It seems like the abbot at Curacao wasn't on very good terms with Tassing. Everyone but that fucking Miller hated him, with good reason. He only ever cared how many pfennigs he could get from us. Brigitte, don't forget to twist the ends in. Can't have it looking like a Christmas hedgehog. I'm getting there, Mom. I've looked after Martin and Kraft well enough, haven't I? I can manage this. Ah, well, after your father died, I've got no one left to nag besides you and that husband of yours. Thank God I have both of you, as a matter of fact. Let an old woman have her vices. The Gardner house was always a bit sad. Yorg always gets quiet this time of year. Whatever for? I reckon that the family's been hard depressed ever since Peter died. Tassing's lost a good number of folk over the years, and feast days and celebrations make it harder to bear. You mean in the revolt, right? That revolt, the murders... That fool Andreas had to meddle in everything. Didn't do too much good, if you ask me. Andreas Mailer, the artist? I thought he was my dad's friend. You mean Master Mailer? Dad said that none of it was his fault. No, the revolt wasn't his fault alone, but I think for the most part, he tried to stop it, but he already meddled enough in Tassing after the Baron's murder that he held more sway than he knew. I could understand it the first time. He wanted to save that old monk. I dare say he saw him as a father. But it was proven the prior was a witch, so I suppose he did good for Tassing then. I think Woslav might be the only person left in Tassing who even remembers the old prior. Oof. That's when the trouble started, I say. The townsfolk saw a monk killed, and the abbot was incensed. Then came the revolt, and Andreas Mailer happened to show up nearly the day of Otto's murder. Dad always said the townsfolk didn't stand with the peasants as long as they should have. Humph. Well, I won't begrudge Klaus's opinion, even if he's wrong. Shame it had to happen at all, I think. I knew the revolt was a bad idea from the start. Old Voslav would have been the only one to know what happened inside the old church now, before the fire. Some like to say things were always this bad, that violence was the only way, but it wasn't. Life got worse over the years. It wasn't like this when I was a child, not in my grandparents' time either. Sure, the abbot was pinching the townsfolk and the peasants were suffering, but to go against the church... But like you said, things weren't always so bad. We fought to make things right. Well, the revolt didn't totally fail, did it? The abbot and the monks have left. The abbey may be gone, but Tassing has only traded one lord for another. The peasants were so angry over the abbot's perceived injustices that they thought they could make it right with even more injustice. And the abbey caught fire and everyone ran, but then the soldiers had arrived to stop them all. The soldier had warned Peter, but nothing would stop him besides steel. So nothing got better at all? No, not as I see it. The Lord is just as severe as the abbot was, and threatens force at every turn. That's life. You can struggle and die to accomplish something, and nothing changes. The dead are luckier. They died believing they changed something. We're stuck with the harsh reality. This is all you've known, Magdalene. You've grown used to it. We all have. Thank you for sharing your story with me. It's important to share our suffering with the younger generations. Maybe they can change something. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Good luck, Magdalene. Just another step forward. What else do we have here? The journal. We've done wreaths. They viewed the revolt as a failure, especially Agnes. She said it brought peace to Tassing, but things are much worse than now than when she was young. Yeah, things were definitely different. Things were definitely different. I don't know if you could say they're better, but they're certainly different. Ulrich and Andreas. Two martyrs. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Anna. How are you? Oh, keeping busy. There's plenty to do around the house. How's the mural coming? Paul mentioned your progress is quite impressive. I'll have to thank him. That's high praise from a councilman. Haha. Truth be told, he enjoys following your progress. I'll have to bring Andreas and Ulrich by sometime to see your progress. We won't get in your way, of course. I'm sure they'd love to learn about the process. You're more than welcome, but watch your step. There's plaster everywhere. I've just mixed a new batch to keep the wall moist. It's hard to maintain the right texture when it's so cold out. Oh, I can imagine. I had a similar problem when I helped my mother in the bakery. Rolling dough in winter was such trouble. We had to throw out so many batches that wouldn't rise. Your discipline is admirable, Magdalene. You know, I was a real rascal back in the day. Skipped working with my parents more times than I can count. So it wasn't Big Yorg who was the troublemaker? You're so hardworking, Anna. I can't imagine. It is funny to consider, isn't it? I was a thief and a scoundrel. Started with cakes from my mother's table, still hot from the oven. Soon it was silverware, mugs, trinkets I found around town. Oh, sorry, sneeze. Ulrich's little hat once belonged to Andreas Mailer, your father's friend. I stole it from his head. Of course, stealing is against the Lord's commandments. So my father would make me return everything if I hadn't eaten it already, and march me to the church to pray. Father Thomas grew accustomed to seeing me more often than Sunday mornings. What changed? I grew out of the habit over time. I think I started to see why my parents had such a devotion to the Lord. Stealing was my way of acting out. But when the trouble started in town, I realized that my thieving wasn't doing any good. I decided I'd rather honor my father and mother as God commands. It gives me grace with Andreas and Ulrich on the hard days, and with the rest of town too. I think Ulrich would be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. That means more than you know. I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure you have plenty of mural work to do. See you later, Anna. God bless you, Magdalene. Nothing from Paul. Okay. The floppy hat. Okay, to the meadow. Well, statue of St. Moritz has seen better days. Yeah, just kind of the ankles, huh? What else do we have? Just Golden Hand? I mean, I feel like I should make a trip to the forest to at least discuss. That's the wrong way. Maybe see if Smokey's got anything to say. Not tucked into the back alleys, I guess. The backwoods. Nothing further here, just St. Satya. Anything else in the woods, perhaps? The frozen waterfall. The waterfall is always so beautiful. We're lucky, even during the winter, it never fully freezes over. Flowing water does a lot. Well, let's talk to Smokey and Vaslav then. Vaxlav? I think is the pronunciation. Hello again, Magdalene. Are you getting ready for the Christmas celebrations? Of course, along with everyone else in town. I've never been here for Christmas. I'd meant to move on, but the snow. Right, it came fast this year. Smokey told me your father was injured. How is he? I don't know, Vaxlav. He's not doing well. I'm sorry. I will hope for the best. I don't want to keep you from your tasks. I'll see you later then. Merry Christmas, Vaxlav. Vaxlav, do you want to come to the Christmas feast? Ha! Kind of you to offer. Well, my beliefs in how I look. It's best if I stay out here. I'll be fine, but thank you. See you later then. Merry Christmas, Vaxlav. Merry Christmas. Nothing from Smokey. Okay. Well, back out to the meadow then. Nothing new there. We'll just talk to the people at the Golden Hand. Alexander and Camirs. Well, if it isn't Magdalene. That's me. Ah, good. I've seen you around and heard your name mentioned. I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. I'm Alexander. This is my partner, Kazimirs. We're musicians by trade, travelers by necessity. The weather trapped us on our way back to Wurzburg for a Christmas celebration. I'd hoped to win the Meister Singer competition there, but alas, we are trapped here until the pass clears. How are you finding tassing?
Everyone has been quite kind, and no one has thrown anything at me for my music. Considering the circumstances, I'm counting that as a success. I have to admit, I was quite upset that I had missed my opportunity to sing at the Meistersinger competition.
You practiced so much for it.
Yes, it's not hard to view the last year as a waste.
Oh, is he mute? I can imagine. You can try again next year, can't you?
Of course. Though the older I get, the less comfort I take in the possibilities of the future. Missed opportunities sting more with each passing year.
Well, you have an audience here, the people of Tassing.
And perform for them I will. I love performing for people wherever I go.
I love these guys. I love a traveling musician. I have a lot of appreciation for a traveling musician, that's for sure.
Oh, sorry, I gotta do a big stretch.
But yes, I just have very much appreciation for that. Let's my favorite bards. I love a bard. If you've caught any of if you've caught any of our sorry, what's the game? Baldur's Gate 3. You know that I love a bard.
Love performing for people wherever I go. When I sing for people, I want to move them. I want to see it on their faces. It's only in that moment that I can connect with them. That's the only truth I know. Meistersinger judges will rate me as they will, but that's not why I want to perform for them. I want to move the masters with the way they moved me. Does that make sense?
I think so. My dad is my teacher, and his approval means a lot to me. I suppose I make art for my own satisfaction. I think so.
I think we all want the approval of those who came before us, and someday someone will look to me for approval. Hard to imagine.
Oh, fuck. That just hit me like a sack of bricks. Just the, oh, shit. Somebody is one day going to look at me and be like, I want to be like them. That's a, well, maybe. We'll see if that ever happens.
I'm sorry. Just feeling a bit melancholy, I suppose.
It's the long nights.
I suppose you're right. All that darkness. Perhaps the Christmas feast will lift my spirits. Will I see you there?
Absolutely. Almost everyone in town should be there.
Then I look forward to it. Until then...
I think we're seeing the calm before the storm. Casimir's. He's a writer. Hello, Magdalene. You're Casimir's, right? You're with Alexander? Musicians? He's got to write it all out. The tension, it's palpable. Yes, I play shaman lute. He sings. Do you mind if I ask what happened to your voice? Well, I mean, that's a rude thing to ask right out the gate, but as a bald, I understand. Rather not. What are you two doing in Tassing? You gotta write out every answer. Is that charcoal on slate? Ask Alexander. Sorry. Alright, I won't take any more of your time. Thanks. God bless you. I just wanted to get to know him at the very least. Hannah. Nothing with Hannah. Nothing with Killian. I feel like things are really about to pop off with the feast. Talk to Hans.
Hello, Magdalene.
Hello, Hans.
Did you need something?
How are you doing?
Fine enough. Weather's getting colder.
And the family?
Healthy and hard-working. Simon's taking care of the winter provisions. He's a good boy. Proud of him. And you know how beautiful and kind-hearted Yuta is. She's just like her mother. I don't know how I got so lucky. She's a miracle. She will marry a good man soon, I'm sure. Did you have someone in mind? That young Altz is a good man, I've noticed. He's solid enough. Takes after his father. All the same, when Yuta has children one day, they'll all be beautiful and kind like their mother. There are worse things to be, I guess. I did my best to raise her right, but her best qualities are all Heilwig. Give yourself a little credit, Hans. Kind of you to say, Magdalene. I should get back to it. Until later. Until then. Nothing from Wozlov. Posture check. I am at a little bit of a tilt, so I guess I'll fix just a smidge. I do... My chair is kind of a little wibbly wobbly. So just kind of gotta go with it. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. How's the weather? We've been preparing for the feast in here all day. Fresh and brisk, perfect for a walk. Better you than me. I'll stay in here where I can keep my fingers warm. You'd better keep your fingers out of my dough, Master Bauer. I didn't do anything. You stuck your little fingers into my cookie dough 3 times today. Do it again and I'll wrap your knuckles with the back of my spoon. Don't anger Mistress Matilda, Simon. Yes, sir. Sorry, Mistress Matilda. We need enough dough to make cookies for the entire town. You can't be eating it all. Anyway, what did you come in for, Magdalene? Sorry, wrong voice there. I was hoping you could tell me about what you remember of the revolt. I was too young to remember much of it. No one ever seems to talk about it, and Mistress Matilda and Master Woslov, you are the only you two are the only ones left who used to live in the Abbey. The only ones who stayed, anyway. Matilda and I have been friendly enough with the people in town. We put it behind us in time. You can imagine the other brothers had little reason to remain. Old Adok made it out. I think Father Gurno paid for him to go back to an abbey in Cornwall. I'm not sure what happened to the others. All gone in any case. But the whole thing is a sensitive subject, Magdalene. Why are you asking? I want to portray the event truthfully in the mural. I want to hear everyone's accounts. For the sake of seeing it portrayed right, I'll tell you what I remember. Wait, Magdalene here. Come cut up cookies with me first. That way we don't all fall behind while we chat. We'd be grateful for the help. Alright, Magdalene, cut out cookies from the dough and set them aside so Simon can put them on a tray. We need a good number of variety of shapes, so don't hesitate to change which cutter you use. We have to have enough for the whole town, after all. Here, we'll do something like this. We can get the most out of the dough with this. Minimize our come on, that's perfect. That's perfect. You come on. Oh, okay. That works though. Are you done? Oh, there's not really that many. Let me try again. Don't forget we need a lot of cookies and all the shapes. Don't stick to just one. Okay. Oh, okay. I'd misworked a little bit.
And I didn't start on the right spot. Hang on, we'll just finish out the stream with doing this, I guess. Are you done? There's not that many. Let me try again. Okay. If we put it at the right tilt, then I think we can make plenty of the bird. There we go. I think that's the proper tilt. Minimize waste here at least. Mm. I'm not exactly one you might call a particularly good shape rotator. Okay, let's do diamonds next, I guess. Try and maximize the surface area that we get here. Always got to put things at an angle, to my understanding. My limited knowledge of such things. I probably could have done better with several of these, but we'll not think on it too hard or too harshly, ideally. Get some circles in there. I mean, we got to get hearts, right? Maybe we can do like an upside down heart to start. That's the wrong one. I just completely misspaced that. How many people are in town? I hated this mini game. I could see why. I know that there's an achievement for making enough cookies for the entire town, but let me just say, I'm not a master shape rotator. You're wasting the dough. No, I'm not wasting the dough. I promise it's good. The dough is good. Right here? Nope. Okay. Here's how we do this then. Get it. I'm just messing it up. Come on. Also, the heart, the shape of a butt. Just a friendly reminder for everybody. Can I really not get something more out of this spot? I feel maybe the circle will be better. We've got 6. Are you done? There's not really that many. Let me try again. One more time. Okay. I think if we do 2 rows of this, then perhaps we can maximize space. Come on, that's absolutely enough space. Don't lie to me like this. Okay, this time we're starting with the shapes that tend to take up a little bit more space. The squares should be relatively easy. How many people are in town? A handful? About a few? So we have 8 hearts. We could probably get like 2 more of these. Give me a bird in this section too. I think we can sneak a bird in. Maybe not. Maybe not at all, actually. Maybe I'm a liar. I keep pressing the wrong button. We need lots of shapes for the cookie press. Okay, we'll just start with birds this time. We'll move to hearts afterwards. I keep pressing that I'm done far too soon. That one's probably could have utilized that a little bit better. Okay, I think hearts. I keep forgetting just how I need to place these. Maybe here, and then probably another bird there. The hearts are the hardest shape. I keep pressing the wrong button. Ugh. Alas, we'll get there one day. We'll go overtime a little bit to do some cookies. Too close to the edge there. I love hearing the squeaking of the mouse, too. Me when I'm at Disneyland. Or torturing Mickey Mouse. Does Mickey Mouse deserve torture? I'll leave that for the audience to decide. This is so fucked up. What have I done? Okay, let's get, like, 4. We can get a couple of these. Maybe we'll just try to maximize exactly how much empty space we get. It's all about the negative space as well. It's all about the negative space, with the space that you don't use. Okay, bird, we can probably fit several in. Just not quite. Ah. Controller not very good for this. Oh, man, I swear that we could have gotten it. Well, anyways, let's just get some birds out of this corner then. Okay. See if we can get several... Oh no, I've completely borked it. My ratios, they're gone. They're fucked. Is this enough? This... you've got to be kidding me. No, not the... Oh, my birds. I've heard that you can be free as a bird, but not with the stencils. We perhaps fit one in like this? Unlikely. Okay, well... Is this enough? Just a smidge. Just a smidgione. Come on, this is perfectly acceptable. There's enough dough here. There's definitely enough space there. Also right here. Come on. It's so close. It's so close. I think we can fit like two, maybe, well, maybe one more. Is this enough? Are you done? Yes. These look wonderful. Thank you. Ugh. You can make more if you want, but it looks like we have enough. I think that's good for now. Thanks for helping, Magdalene. We better keep going if we're going to have everything ready by the procession tonight. So what can we tell you, Bags? Heard that the Landsknechts came into town before the revolt and warned everyone to leave the abbey alone. Could things really have been talked out, or was it too late by then? There were some people who wanted to talk. Master Baylor worked hard to keep the peace, but after Otto was killed... Oh, Andreas, a shame how he died. We at the monastery were fond of him. Clara said this... said she and the other peasants felt the same way. Yes, Andreas did a lot of good for Tassing, and Kirsau too. Even if the old abbot failed to admit that. He even revealed corruption in our own midst. The old prior, Ferenc, had been doing witchcraft in the church. I still grieve that he died in the abbey fire. I know your father does too, Magdalene. Would it have been best to leave the matter alone? No, not then. We couldn't even collect in the forest without a fee. Dad kept saying we couldn't live with higher and higher taxes. The night Otto died, the abbot was trying to excommunicate everyone for celebrating St. John's Eve. A lot of people thought the abbot killed him in revenge. Turns out it was Brother Guy. He was embezzling funds from the abbey. Still, after Otto and Ulrich, it was too much. We buried the bill with both bastards inside. The abbot promised to help if Andreas found the person who killed Otto. All we wanted was to talk. Didn't you say you just burned down the mill? Yes, but only to protect ourselves. Lenhart and Guy were both murderers. It was too much for Peter. Lenhart was one thing. He just killed Ulrich. But to burn the abbey... But when the Landsknechts saw the fire, they thought they had another revolt on their hands. Even Father Guinot couldn't stop them. We all fled. Brother Florian saved as many as he could, but... Peter was wrong to burn the abbey, but what the soldiers did, that was awful. Dad died. Dad died protected me, stabbed in the chest. I don't even remember what he was wearing, but I remember how dark the blood was when we found him. Almost black and sticky, like treacle. Dad socked one of the soldiers in the face, but another was right there, and... Magdalene, can we stop talking about this? Sorry, I didn't mean to upset anyone. Thanks, Magdalene. It's hard to discuss sometimes, you know. Good luck. We'll see you at the procession later. Until then... Just 1 hour forward. It's another step forward into the future. Time to go to the commons for the Kirchenlauf. Okay, 4 seconds ago. I think that this is a perfect opportunity to stop off for today. We'll just call it here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I always appreciate your patronage in my humble little stream. I always have a grand old time being here. And I hope you guys too. Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm looking through other streamers, and I gotta say, we're gonna go right into Arvid today because I think I recommended Nine Souls to him previously, and that game fucks tremendously. So go say hi, go give an upside down smiley face if you're so inclined. If you've enjoyed the stream, please feel free to give an upside down smiley face to Arvid. If you've also enjoyed the stream, you can check out the Discord if you're so inclined. You can check out the other stuffs. It's been good. I love y'all, And I hope you all have a great night. Goodbye. Thank you, Riley. Love you. Hope you have a good night. Mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah to all of you.